4.
Yeah.
You're unmuted and live for the chat. How are we for the camera? We're good?
You don't want to talk, you don't have to.
Everyone's good there? You're happy with it?
I exist.
All right.
I exist. I'm not really on camera, but it's
I'm pretty sure that everyone in this room
Hey folks, can you
exists.
see all three of us?
I'm sort of. Yeah, just keep
Okay.
leaning forward.
Keep leaning forward.
Welcome, it's Cable to the North Keycon edition. We are live from Keycon. We are on the terrace.
The terrace.
Yeah.
I always
Boardroom?
I'm glad you said terrace because I always
You
call
say
it the 13th
13th, yeah.
floor.
Yeah.
If you're at Keycon and you're seeing this, just come on down and hang out with us. We're just doing a special edition Geek Chat.
But if you're seeing us and you're somewhere else, leave whatever device that you're viewing it on active.
It helps with our views.
Yeah, we've had some really great views over the last few weeks, so we're really
Yeah.
excited for that and want to keep that
And if
going.
we get support, we'll just keep going. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
The more support we get, the more likely we are to keep streaming, and the more often we're going to stream.
yeah.
I am pretty sure everyone in this room exists.
Yes, we can confirm that.
I think so. Unless there's someone in that chair I'm not seeing.
It's the ghost guest.
Yes, Steve. It's Steve? Okay, we should put a name tag on it. Just kidding.
Steve the ghost
Steve.
guest.
I like it.
Steve the ghost guest.
So we are at Keycon 36, right? 36? Thank you.
Ah, that's awesome.
We know that sound. Steve, yes.
Steve
Steve.
got the full
Okay,
name right
perfect.
there.
Thank you. I feel like Steve deserved.
Steve deserves our notice.
Notification.
Our notifications, yes.
Yeah, so we're at Keycon 36. We're just here as per usual, GFTN fashion, we don't really have much of a script or any. We have a couple of things to announce, probably near the end, and depending on who we have show up as guests.
Speaking of guests, we have a couple in the room with us.
Yes.
We have Corey from one of the fine folks from
Sean Geek Podcast.
Sean Geek Podcast.
Come on in, Dad.
We have Jess who's standing at the door. Do you want me to turn the camera right on you?
No, that's okay.
Are you sure?
Hi, everybody.
But you're Delinia.
And it's Laird.
And it's
Lord
Laird.
McNair.
Laird
in
McNair.
person.
Oh.
I'm just outing you. Come on, you can sit down.
You can't sit in the empty spot. That's Steve's.
That's Steve's.
Yeah.
But I feel like
can
it's his
move.
birthday.
Oh, you know what? Yes, Steve.
Steve, it's moved for you. It is Lord McNair's birthday today.
We'll talk more about that later.
Oh yeah, we'll bring that up later. We've got a whole to do.
About that later.
About
oh
that.
boy.
Yeah, and do
We-
you want to go around and introduce yourself, Steve?
Let's ask you to introduce one other special guest that's in the room that you might not realize is in the room.
No.
The lovely lady in the red who's waving at us is one of our Instagram followers who's an author as well.
Are you serious?
Yes, I just
Wow.
published my first book. It's the first of a fantasy series, so
Oh,
called
amazing.
Shards of Law. So
Cool.
yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun to be at the con here.
Are you selling it here?
I am, yeah, I'm in the marketplace.
Nice.
So I'm taking a break now. My
Yes.
friend let me
Shards of Law?
escape. Shards of Law.
Law.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll come back around to that in a little while.
Yeah, that's a good thing to talk about.
So,
come on in.
Let's
do some introductions.
do a quick introduction. I am Cliff. I use he, him.
I'm Kelly. I use she, her.
I'm Justin. I use he, him.
And anyone else want to introduce themselves?
I'm Philip.
We know him
They
from
interviewed me
tour.
previously.
You've probably seen him many times on our stream.
Yeah.
You've already met me.
Yep.
Yeah. Jen.
Stacy Shear. And Laura Lee.
Yep. Okay.
Do you want to introduce yourself around? Steve's still
okay,
there?
Steve doesn't have a voice because he's a ghost.
Wait, would Steve use they?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Just safe.
Steve, you
Steve's a
Steve sounds like a they.
Steve,
Okay.
Yeah, so Steve is non-binary. Okay. And you introduced yourself, right? Steven. You're Steve.
Wait.
Oh.
So we have the ghost Steve and Steven side by side.
Yeah.
That's turned out awfully confusing tonight.
fascinating.
And completely unplanned for and random.
And easy to remember.
Yes.
Okay.
Brent.
Brent?
Melissa.
Laird.
Yeah.
Charles' son.
Charles's son. For those of you who don't remember Laird, you may have seen him comment on a number of our chats already. He's a regular watcher.
Pretty much almost all of them.
Yeah, if he's not busy, he tends to watch us, from what I understand.
Yeah. I would guess that he's our number one fan,
Yeah.
follower, friend. All right. So what do we want to talk about first?
Well, we told people where we are.
Yes. Terrace,
let's-
Radisson downtown.
Let's be a little more general, though, right?
Okay.
We're at Keycon 36, which is a
Oh.
science fiction convention here in Winnipeg. It's been around for, 36 years now. We currently have as guests, we have Tanya Huff. We have Lee Moyer, not Ed Moyer. We have Lee Moyer, and Carrie, what's the other name? I'm forgetting the name. I'm sorry. I don't have a program book with me, and I should have. Terry Vaughn, thank you for people who have program books with them.
And we are on Earth 363 in the Milky Way galaxy.
That is correct.
Charles's son
Charles' son
is smart.
is smart. We're good for this.
He's like, yep, I'll be here all day.
I'll be here all day, guys. I'll help you out.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Yeah, we've been here since yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, Justin, you came today, right? Yeah, join us for the Geek Chat.
I've been here all weekend.
Yeah, us too. So
I
yeah.
live here.
You live here in the hotel. So we got a hotel room, and we've been here since last night. Opening ceremonies was at 6. We had ice cream social. What else did everyone do last night? Did anyone go to the sing along?
Yeah.
Sing along, yes. So they had which songs did they or which sing-alongs did they do?
Dr. Horrible sing-along blog.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Nice.
And Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay.
That was interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was your first time.
It was.
watching
I
that.
was the only first timer there, so they decided to bring me up to the front.
Oh,
So
nice.
that was fun.
That's fun, like a ritual.
It was a. You could say it's a ritual. We just won't go into detail about it.
Actually, you know what, Laird? Since you watch us so often, I think we should share with our other viewers what happened to you.
I think so.
Oh.
I think it's only fair.
I think it's
And in
fair.
fairness, Rocky Horror Picture Show public viewings are really about embarrassing and enjoying the show.
Yeah.
Um,
Embarrassing the people.
so I think it's important that we continue that embarrassment and let everyone in the world know that they sang "Ring Around the Virgin," I believe it was.
Yes, ring around the
As they were
Virgin.
dancing around you.
About 7 people made a ring around me and started prancing around me singing it.
They're prancercising. Oh dear.
Yeah.
If you did around on Facebook, you might just find a video of that somewhere.
I may have posted a video.
Wow.
Self-inflicted.
Yes.
Yeah,
I decided, why not just let everybody
Yeah.
enjoy it?
This is one of the reasons I respect you. Is you're just like
I'm a
no
theater
shame.
kid,
No
okay? This
shame.
is like what
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. So was the sing along good in general? I haven't actually been.
It was fun.
Yeah. Good. Good. Did you sing along?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, sing along.
There was
I
even
know.
dancing.
I can imagine people. There must be like 1 or 2 people that go and just don't sing. I can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't see it go both ways. I didn't see people wanting to watch it. I
Yeah.
didn't see people. It's like, why are you all singing? I want to hear the professionals sing.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the guy next to me try and yodel or something.
But you
I-
also do- yeah.
I think a few times I heard shh.
Aw.
I don't.
I also am fairly vehemently anti-karaoke, so
Yes, you mentioned that. So a little bit biased on that. I mean, we're all
I am a little
biased.
biased. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and speaking of like watching things, I was watching in the Keyhole room, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Okay.
They're playing that, I think, constantly.
No, I think they've been cycling through different ones.
Okay.
They were. I heard some people singing the end song from Life of Brian the other day as they were
Gotcha.
walking out of the room.
But that's been fun. So they are the official con stage, right? For
Yeah.
This year's Keycon. So they've got a big suite, and you can go hang out there. And they had fruit and other
Pastries.
food. And pastries you could pay for breakfast.
Coconuts.
Which is awesome. Yeah, coconuts. You can ride around on a horse.
Oh, that's awesome. We were looking for those for the press
looking for
tour,
those
actually. We were talking
yeah.
about that.
Yeah. I don't know why I got it on the habit of just going click clop like a horse, and I was like, we need to get these.
Yeah.
Walk around with the coconuts. So that's been a neat room. I've been having fun hanging out in there.
Cool. So, of this room, who's
We're on
how many?
last
Have you guys all been here before? Have you? Is this your first
This room
time?
specifically?
Well, in Keycon in general.
Yeah.
Yes.
First
I've
time.
been
First, yeah, right. You were
Right.
Yeah.
I've been in
Laird. I was there when your mom was like told she had to leave the con to go have you. So
She shared that story last night.
many times, I'm
Wow.
sure.
Yeah.
The purity test was interesting, okay? She shared a lot of stories.
I'm just gonna move the camera a bit while you keep
Yeah,
talking, if
sure.
That's okay, because I think we're cutting some people off. Right?
Okay.
Let's go more center. There we go.
There we go. We don't get better view.
Do
Yeah.
you see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get Justin in it too. Here we go.
All right. So everyone's been. This is no one's first time at Keycon at this table.
This is my first time.
Oh, okay.
My first
Welcome, and Justin's, yeah. So we have 2 newbies. Be warned, last time we outed someone as a newbie, people were threatening to give them high fives, so you might get some high fives this weekend now.
We do have other initiation tactics, but we're not allowed to talk about those
Yeah.
on camera.
What brought you to the con?
It was actually, I heard that there was like sword fighting and stuff, and I ended up not even seeing that.
I feel like that happens.
I
You
heard there
missed
was
it.
sword fighting.
11 to 1.
I bumped into some of the LARP guys this morning who were all sweaty and carrying their gear out of one of the rooms after a couple hours of heavy fantasy combat.
Yeah.
So that
It
was
sounded
that's
like
good.
fun. I feel like I always miss panels. I see stuff and I just get too busy just hanging out. And me and Cliff this year are the quest givers, so that's been fun. A lot of questers, which is great.
Y'all should do some questing.
See,
Yes,
listen to him.
listen to this young man. Oh, sorry, listen to Charles's son. He
Yeah,
should quest.
see, he's a journeyman quester, so he
Running the
knows
show.
what he's doing. I don't want to look at the camera. Can you see me?
It can't.
No.
Yeah.
I was a vampire for 5 seconds.
So one of the quests is you've got a. Is there anyone wearing one? Yes.
Yes.
Stephanie is wearing one, and Stacy is wearing one.
Quest giver?
No, they're
Oh,
wearing
sorry.
the vampire buttons. So the little vampire buttons basically mean that that person is a vampire, and there is a quest. I believe it's quest number 6 that you have to. If you find that person, you go, you play rock paper scissors with them. If you win, you kill them, and you give them their badge. That person gives you their badge. They bring it back to one of the two of us, and we say, "Hey, congratulations, you finished your quest. We'll give you the next one." And then we give them the button to wear to be the vampire.
They have to catch you
So
first.
apparently, that's a separate story. I walked out of spoiler alert there, Laird. I walked out of the pinball room on the 12th floor with a couple of people, and they all were handing me quests and doing stuff. And three of them were getting the level 6 vampire quest, and one of the people nearby was a vampire. So it was literally rock paper scissors with you.
Oh, yeah.
That person got the vampire button. And then the other was like, "Oh, you're a vampire! Attack!" And so it was like 5 people, dum, 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 and the vampire button just like bounced around between all of them.
It was pinball.
It was like watching pinball outside of a pinball
There's a
machine.
video of Vampire that I got. pinball?
Vampire pinball, yeah. You actually can see that on
Yeah,
the Facebook live stream.
page, yeah.
Oh yeah, one of the quests was people with certain pins. You had to hiss at them.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
that's
got hissed once. Okay. That was twice.
There was also someone who didn't know what was going on about the red drop hissing quest.
Right.
And they were just walking around, "Oh, you've got the thing." And so the
They
person
did, yeah.
would give them a
Tokens, right.
token,
Yes.
and then they'd wander off and they're like, "Oh, cool, a pretty red gem."
I gave them a pass for that one.
I know, I did too. I totally
Oh,
said,
shoot.
I said, "You got it,
They
it's
took
done."
advantage of it. Just kidding.
Then I came up to 13 at one point, and I think it was right after you got the vampire hunting button, and all I see is Laird go shooting out of the gaming room, out of the back door, and then I see this other figure chasing after him.
Oh, you saw that?
I was standing by the
Yeah.
by the.
I didn't allow that.
I didn't allow that either.
Nor encourage it.
No. So
I had to chase him for a bit before I could rock paper scissors him.
good. Well, I'm glad you caught him.
I stopped after about 10 of my strides,
Nice.
which
Call.
may be about 20 of their strides, but
So, do we want to talk about what we normally do
Yeah.
as a stream?
Sure.
I mean,
a lot
not
of
some
people
people
might
here
not know.
watch, some people
Yeah.
here don't. Some people sit in on our shows on a regular basis.
What do you do on a normal stream?
So, our regular scheduled show is Thursday, and that goes from 7 to 9. We play at game night games and cool stuff on Osborne, and we play role playing games. That is our scheduled show that we do every week, pretty much. Currently, we're playing Toward Eternity. We have a table of about 7, maybe 8 players, and we're playing through an adventure. And then once that adventure's done, we'll move on to a different role-playing system, and we'll start playing that.
Something that might motivate people to do quests. You get things.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a
you're the
sidebar.
first to get a prize like that,
Yeah.
actually. So, congratulations.
So that's our one scheduled, our regular scheduled weekly show right now.
Yeah.
We also do once a month. We're in the middle Wednesday of the month. We do a show called Geek Chat where we've been doing some special edition ones like this one.
Yep.
We've brought on some con chairs. We've brought on the head of programming for this convention. We have a few other guests lined up already that we've been talking to this weekend and beforehand for future shows.
Yeah.
So you can find out more about that.
We even have an Extra Life team for Extra Life coming up.
Yep.
So if anyone does gaming and is interested in Extra Life, it's the 24-hour gaming fundraiser. So we actually have our own team, Games from the North. And we're raising for the local children's hospital, right? Charity? Yeah.
And it is definitely it always stays
It's always
locally.
local, yeah, for where the funds go.
I wasn't arranged to be on here. I just kind of dropped in here.
Well, we're glad you did.
Woo!
Woo. Yeah, so we do Geek Chat and we talk about everything new and geeky. We've talked about Avengers, the movie.
Yeah.
The newest movie. Why can't I think of the name?
Avengers
Endgame.
Endgame.
Endgame, thank you. We've been talking about that a little bit. Has everyone here seen it?
Yes.
No.
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 Okay. So we have 2 no's in the room. So we're going to skip that.
Yeah.
Segment.
That segment completely because I don't want to spoil anything for
No,
that
I
show.
agree.
They
Um,
Can you
made
just
the
get a show of
premises.
hands everyone who liked it? Well, I feel like that's okay. I know that's a subjective question.
Wait! I have to ask this now. That I just noticed something. Corey, why did you put your hand up that you'd seen it, but Jen didn't put her hand up that
That's a
she
good
hasn't
question.
seen it?
Because I
And
took
she's your wife.
Riley.
He took our son instead.
Oh.
Okay, fair enough. I'll buy that.
I have to say I have been, encouraging her to see it because I'm so.
Sick of not being able to talk about it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm glad everyone liked it. That's good. I thought it was really good.
Okay, well let's talk about some other geeky stuff.
Yeah.
This weekend is the last episode of Game of Thrones.
Right.
Yes.
Obviously we can't spoil that because we haven't seen it. But there is lots of stuff we can talk about. Who here is excited for it? Who's watching for it? Who's
I might watch.
I have to catch up
I
on this
don't
whole new
watch Game
season.
of
We don't have
Thrones. I don't care
HBO,
about Game
Yeah.
of Thrones.
Eventually I'll
I don't
catch
really
up
know
on
the
it.
Game of Thrones story.
but the last episode I watched was the one with the big fire in the bay.
so. Okay.
So I'm really far behind.
Yeah. Yep. So after Keycon's done, we can chill out by
Binge watching Game of Thrones. Okay.
Yes.
Last one I saw was The Red Wedding, so.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
way-
Last one I watched was when one guy killed another guy.
Okay, so
Where?
part of that.
We said no spoiler.
Part of it.
I don't know anything about Game of
And
Thrones.
that's
That's
okay.
okay.
Your
You
dad should
shouldn't.
keep it that way.
Yeah. HBO they have their own special programming.
What about a show that ended this past 2 days ago, Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
I didn't. Was that the last one?
That was the last
I
episode.
have to watch
We haven't had a
that.
chance to watch.
We're 2 episodes behind
Ah.
at least.
Yeah.
I was hoping to watch it before this weekend, but it just wasn't going to happen. Who's seen it? Did you cry? I know, Stacey. I know you cried.
You can admit it.
It was very nice.
Was okay.
Was it a good good ending for the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really glad. I'm really hoping that that's the case.
Yeah.
Was it just a regular half an hour show? Or was it
The
hours?
last
hour long.
Yeah,
It's an hour.
episode.
Good.
Technically, it was
That's
2
good.
half hours. 'cause
Okay,
they had
yeah,
credits in the
yeah.
middle, but-
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Good.
Yeah. Any other shows right now that anyone's watching?
I don't know whose water this is.
That's
Not
okay.
yours. Just
You
leave
can
it.
leave it in the middle.
Doom
Go
Patrol.
get it.
Doom Patrol. Oh my god, it is so good.
It is so good.
I love it.
I'm trying to remember what the last part I saw was. If you haven't seen Doom Patrol, guys, you really should. It is.
haven't.
It is a great show. If you like superheroes,
I think it's just the fact that it's really some of DC's quirkier superheroes.
it really is with Cyborg,
Yeah.
which makes no sense in my brain whatsoever, considering they just released Titans.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's do a show about the Teen Titans, but let's not put Cyborg, one of the founding members, in it, and we'll put him in this other show.
Yeah.
That he had nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Oh, but we'll take one of the other Titans, Beast Boy, who used to be part of Doom Patrol, and put him in Titans where he's supposed to be.
Yeah. But at least there is that connection between the 2 series. So
Yeah.
they're going to match again, I think. At
Oh,
some
they
point.
are. I think the DCU TV shows have really picked up on how they're doing things, and really picked up their game. The Titans, they backdoored entry to a Hawk and Dove show.
Yep.
They've done the Doom Patrol, which are just very well done dark superhero shows.
We have someone named Ostrom Zero saying hello.
Hey, Ostrom,
Hello.
welcome to the show.
Hello.
Sorry to
I'm
interrupt.
glad you exist.
That's so beautiful. I'm glad you exist.
That's touching.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. That's a good like Valentine's Day card. I'm glad you exist. Actually, beautiful.
Anyone watching Deadly Class?
Haven't
That
started
one's been
watching that yet.
Um,
I read, I think I'm like 4 volumes deep in the comics.
I have never read the comic, so I can't compare the two other than like a free comic book RPG free comic book day I got from it. But the show has been really good. I've really enjoyed it. I can't, like I said, I can't say if it's in line with the TV show or anything, but it's really good.
That's who's Borealis? That's the
Borealis
other person who follows
is
us a lot.
we
He's a streamer
met
as
him
well.
last night.
Okay.
I introduced you by name, but I don't want to say his name on
Okay,
stream.
not a problem. Borealis Aurora says, I'm glad you exist. Going to use that from now on. I think I'm going to try and use that.
Yeah,
too.
I think that's an awesome.
I feel like that's a really good.
That should be like the closing of our show. We're glad you
We're
exist.
glad you exist. I feel like that's really
You're welcome
just-
for that idea.
Yes.
You have to pay him now.
I know, you're going to have to give you royalties.
Yeah.
Oh, Borealis Aurora says, I'm okay with my name on stream.
Or it's Sean. We tried to give him. We were going to offer him one of the blood donor buttons at opening ceremonies.
Okay.
Smile and nod like you know what I'm
Can I
talking
meet
about.
you later? Again?
Like you're good.
Do we need to move the camera back a bit so you can be on it?
I don't know. I'm just like a nice voice for reason back here.
I'd hardly call you a voice of reason,
Okay.
but okay. Certainly
Fair
not a
enough.
voice of
I
reason.
stepped into that one.
Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yes.
We
That CGI
talked
is
about Detective
amazing.
Pikachu on our last episode, and I'd be happy to talk about it again.
Yeah, I think it's
But
The
let's,
CGI is amazing.
yeah, agreed. Let's keep it spoiler free if we can, folks.
Wait, are you telling me the Pikachu isn't real?
Sorry, my apologies. I should have said spoilers first. Pikachu isn't real.
Do you need a hug?
Do you need a hug now? Does Jen need to give you a hug?
Do you need?
Oh, I'm
do,
not.
do you
His wife is right there. Let's at least let her
Listen,
be awesome.
we're glad you exist. There you go.
That sounded kind of sarcastic.
I never use sarcasm. I am a wholesome person.
I've met your mother. Yes, you do. Detective Pikachu I thought was awesome. I would honestly say if Avengers Endgame didn't have 21 other films behind it to like tie it all together and give it this like amazing capstone feeling to the movie, I would say I like Detective Pikachu better than Avengers Endgame. Yeah, it was that good of a story. It was entertaining.
I feel like them's are fighting words.
They probably are. I would defend it. The CGI as the young man
Charles.
pointed out, Charles' kid pointed out.
Can we call you Charles Jr.?
No, let's just call him Charles'
Charles'
kid.
kid, okay.
As Charles' kid pointed out, the CGI made the Pokemon look real. The only one that really kind of looked cartoony was Bulbasaur.
That's true.
And you've seen Bulbasaur in the trailer,
Yeah.
so you can see what I'm talking about. But everything else looked real and fresh.
The CGI was much better than something like Dumbo, the live action Dumbo, except it's not. At least Dumbo isn't live action. He's CGI.
Okay.
Lions-
I don't think we didn't see that.
We haven't seen Dumbo,
No.
and at least they're not pushing elephants off platforms. That would have
This
been
is true.
terrible.
That would have been terrifying.
Oh,
Let's see if this is a flying elephant.
on the subject of geeky moments and stuff, one of the things we talked about doing a little bit last night in tonight's show, the Spanish community has lost an icon this past week.
Yep.
Grumpy Cat,
Yeah.
which is kind of sad.
Let's all give a frown for
So we were going to say that we needed to take a moment and all frown at the camera in honor of Grumpy Cat.
Yeah. That was the best look down that
I can't wait to do the screen of
I
that.
really wish I could have taken a picture of that.
Justin, we'll need to remember to mark that as a clip or a highlight, maybe.
We can't keep serious here.
Especially you at the end. That was amazing.
We can't keep
Wait, are you the reincarnate of Grumpy Cat? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
We can't keep serious here.
I know. We never do. That's not the point of our channel.
we flow from topic to topic and we randomly wander off topic.
Yeah.
And,
Does anyone have anything geeky they want to talk about?
yeah.
We usually look for like participation, and some people give questions and stuff like that.
Okay,
Whoosh.
I've got one.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've decided that I need to start watching Krypton after the trailer for season 2 came out.
Okay.
But what the hell is up with Lobo's voice?
I don't honestly think I've seen the trailer.
Okay, if you get a chance, you have to watch it because you'd expect Lobo would have kind of a low, raspy voice.
If it's not voiced by James Earl Jones, I think they've done it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. He sounds like one of the extras out of Deliverance.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just I can easily see him telling somebody, "You got a pretty mouth there, boy." So
honestly, I can see Lobo saying that though.
yeah, it's just if you get a chance, go watch the trailer for it, and just because he appears for 2 seconds in it, and that is just enough for me to kind of go.
Oh no.
When I heard Lobo was in it, I was very excited. Lobo is an awesome character. You would know Lobo from Young Justice.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of context for where people might know that character from. He is a intergalactic bounty hunter. He is the man.
I like that character.
Yeah, he's a great character. He's gone toe to toe with Superman
Yeah, and one.
and dragged him off as a bounty.
I was actually amazed when Lego actually released a Lego kit with him.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones where basically I had to beg her to buy it.
Oh, sorry. On the subject of Lego kits, I'm going to wander here. I picked up this morning in the vendors hall. It is Connect Bricks, I think it was called, and it's the Stardate 1 Abydos set.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it was a beautiful
Was
find.
someone fighting you for that?
There was someone who was fighting me for it, Laird, and I did offer to let you buy it.
But I decided I would let him have
was
his
sweet.
childish
I
moment.
am very excited.
I was I took the high ground.
You took the high ground, Laird, and I applaud you for
Smart
that.
move right there, actually. Yes.
Have an M&M, Laird.
Yay!
Get candy, I'll bribe you for it.
Wait a minute. That's illegal. I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know.
Here, have some M&Ms. Don't tell anyone.
So, Sean, you said is Borealis?
Yeah.
Okay. He said clipped and in DM. Is it a picture of
Yeah.
the table, maybe?
Yeah, probably frown now.
Okay.
Because
You can clip it?
followers can clip it. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. Yeah.
Amazing.
You are awesome. How are we doing on viewers tonight, by the way?
We're at 4.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
more than
Welcome,
3.
viewers. If you're coming just in now, we're chatting live from Keycon 36. This is a fun opportunity, actually. I didn't think much of it because we've been doing so much Quest Giver stuff, and I was like, okay, we're going to do our normal Geek Chat, but it's nice to have actual people in person.
It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah. And we can put people on the spot and be like,
Oh, yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
talk to us.
He should be able to post a link on the chat because we don't have any moderation.
Yeah, we don't have any moderation.
So
on there,
let's
yeah, you're fine.
Sean, Tori, do you want to talk about Sean Geek at all?
There it is.
Sure, I'll talk about Sean Geek. The Sean Geek podcast is actually, much like Games of the North, a geek-centered podcast. It's put on, released on Mondays, usually about 5 o'clock in the morning, off of
That's when they wake up.
SeanMcGinnity.ca.
Okay.
He's just recently revamped the website so that you can find the podcast right on the front page.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's basically just kind of like Seinfeld. It's a podcast about nothing and everything at once. So,
Speaking of Mondays, I get this Monday off of school.
Yay!
hey, so do I.
I didn't know you went to school. I didn't know you were in school.
No, that's
You just did it all.
I guess it up.
yeah.
Fair enough.
I get the day off.
I saw that, Larry.
I work in a giant daycare, so
So do I, but anything else? So you talked about pretty much everything. Anything?
yeah. Occasionally we can have guests on the show. We're trying to kind of expand our range, as it were. We're also going to be trying to expand into YouTube, maybe do some instructional videos on podcasting.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, if Sean was here, he'd probably be able to tell you
I'm
a
sure
whole
it
lot
can tell us a
more,
whole lot more.
Yeah.
In
I'm
fact,
just the artistic director of the Sean Geek podcast.
we actually talked with Sean and you briefly earlier today about possibly having you guys on in the future and,
Yep.
and bounce back and forth and talk about stuff. Crossover. Oh my God. Us, Ballad of the Seven Dice, which is another podcast that's here this weekend,
Yeah.
and Sean Geek, we could do like a DCU crossover series of episodes that tell something throughout the entire cast. That would be
That
interesting.
would be actually
I've
yeah,
got
a lot
something
of fun.
prepared in case you put me on the spot.
All right, we'll keep
Okay.
that in mind.
Actually, Sean and Todd were supposed to be here, but I think they got caught up in the game of Pandemic.
There was a few other people who were saying they were going to be here who got caught up in the board game of Fallout.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about your book?
Sure.
You're here anyways.
So I'm a new local fantasy author here in Winnipeg, and I just published my first book. It's epic fantasy, so it's a nice thick book. It's 700 pages.
Cool.
So if you like to read, there's a lot to read there. There's 3 different storylines, and so there's kind of lots of characters, lots of complex plots going on. The 3 stories kind of start out separately, and you kind of think, well, how do these connect? But you sort of see slowly how they intersect. The premise is the world is breaking. The laws were broken a while ago, and so the world is slowly disintegrating. And one of these 3 people could either save it or potentially destroy it. So there's kind of and that slowly develops over the series. It's a 5-book series. So yeah.
And book 1 is out now, and that's
Book
at
1 is
700
out.
pages.
Book
Okay.
1 is out. I'm working hard on book 2, and the whole series is actually rough drafted already. So I do know where it's going. I have an ending. So, unlike some people.
That's a smart move.
But yeah.
Awesome.
Pretty
What's
exciting.
the name of the book?
Oh, that's a very good question. Thank you. It's called Shards of Law.
And an even more important, well, perhaps not more important, where could someone find this book if they were not at Keycon?
If they're not at Keycon, that's a good question. You can go to Amazon. You can find it on Amazon. You can also, find me. You can connect with me on my website, on Instagram or email. And if you're in Winnipeg, I can always get you a copy.
And what is your website?
My website is L.E. Derrickson. L.E. Derrickson. So that's Derrickson, DEREKSEN. .com.
We have some people at our door. We are live streaming right now. If you would like to join us, you're welcome to.
General Geek Chat. Games from the North.
We're Dames from the North, and we're talking about anything and everything geeky right now.
Somehow I feel
Join
like
us.
Dad is going to see this podcast. Somehow I feel like Dad is going to see this podcast.
My book is not in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bookstores, but it is
No,
in the
no.
library.
Yeah.
Check it out there.
Your dad has been on this podcast, in fact.
Oh, geez.
But not, I know, that's kind of my fault.
So
I
yeah,
haven't
he's
connected
probably
with
going to
Valley
end
yet,
up
but
We're
seeing.
looking for quests.
hopefully soon.
So the people who just came to the door right
Yeah.
So the people who just came to the door right now are actually looking for us as quest givers, but we're off duty right now.
I
We're
told them
n-
to come find us after. And
All right.
we are launching the last quest here on live stream, so I told them that come find us right after that.
What's the 7th quest?
Oh,
You'll have to find
you'll
out.
have to find out.
You have to finish the other ones first.
I
I
think you're on
already
to.
finished.
You're waiting for that.
Yeah. He's like, let me go. I got this.
We also have Stephanie, who I'm going to put on the spot for a little bit, who's a local artist as well. I know I have some amazing Doctor Who swag from her from over the years. My favorite Doctor Who swag from her, swag, has to be my Vote Saxon button
Yep.
that I still wear, that I bought from you the first year you had them out.
Good choice.
It's my favorite. I also have.
Saxon, and then there was also I did a Sarah Jane Smith for Prime Minister one.
Oh, I don't have that
That's
one.
how I first got started making buttons because I wanted to sell them for a while.
Yeah.
But I used to cosplay the Fourth Doctor, Tom Baker.
Yeah.
I wanted the button Sarah Jane Smith for Prime Minister, which has nothing to do with the show. I just thought it was really good. And that's like how that started. I'm like, well, if I'm making myself a button, I should also make buttons for
Yeah.
other people.
That
and
makes
sell
sense.
them.
I think we're under attack by aliens. Somebody got vaporized.
Well, he is the birthday boy, so they probably had a target on him.
Maybe.
The whole time they're like waiting for the opportune moment.
We're under attack. Take cover.
There's some really amazing movies that are coming up.
Yeah.
We've got Godzilla at the end of the month.
That was cool.
We've got Far From Home. We've got we can't talk about Far From Home, so we're not going to risk spoilers for you. Parabellum came out tonight.
Which
Or-
is that?
Sorry, John Wick 3.
Oh, okay. That's right. I keep hearing Parabellum. I'm like, I have no idea.
Oh, it's John Wick 3 Parabellum.
Okay. I was like, is this like Prometheus? It's just a long P word. I swear I'm not that dense. He's like, sure. Okay, move on.
Moving on. Okay. So, what type of games do people play? We play a lot of board games. We play a lot of video
Before we
games.
go off onto games, did anyone see Keanu Reeves with his the clip with him on Stephen Colbert's show?
No, what happened?
No.
No.
No. Well, they were doing their regular, like, late night comedy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and Stephen Colbert asks Keanu, "What do you think? Like,
What do you think happens when
yes,
you
what do
die?
you think happens when
Oh.
you die?"
Okay.
And Keanu,
Quite
you gotta
existential.
watch it to see it.
Yeah.
And he stops. He goes, "I know that the people we left will miss us, or will miss us."
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of going for like a traditional answer of, "Oh, I think heaven," or "I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything," or he answers what will happen to the rest of us.
Yeah.
That's
Not
a
just your
really
own concept.
beautiful answer.
Yes.
It's really profound, and also kind of like speaks to the idea that like Keanu's just immortal.
Oh.
He's giving us, he's giving us this total other answer.
He's
Yeah,
like
because he has no idea what will happen when he dies, because he won't.
He's playing the political answer.
So he's like, yes, this is
Like, I
this is
think
what
that's what
the
happens
It's
to-
kind of interesting. Kind of interesting the audience reaction. At first people laughed.
Well, they thought it was gonna be a joke.
Yeah, because there was a few giggles,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't get it, but I'm getting to laugh anyways.
Yeah, because everyone else is starting to laugh, and I want to pretend I know what just
silence,
happened.
and then they started clapping.
I see.
It's a really great answer, really, when
It
you think
is.
about it.
He's
It's-
a smart man.
He really is. He's really, from everything I've read, he's really down to earth.
Yeah.
We talked about him a little bit on the last show as well. Colin brought up the fact that there is a subreddit that is devoted to awesome things that Keanu Reeves does.
Nice.
So, I mean, he's well known for, some of the stuntmen that have worked on his movies that, he buys them all motorcycles.
That's awesome.
He owns a motorcycle custom shop now that he's basically, because he's a big motorcycle rider, apparently in the My Private Idaho movie, the guy he's supposed to be riding around on a motorcycle with River Phoenix on the back of it in this one scene. And the guy brings up the motorcycle they're riding is sort of a very obscure type motorcycle apparently. And so they bring it in, and he's like, the guy is sitting there, and he's like trying to talk to Keanu about how he's supposed to ride this motorcycle and how this particular model works. And Keanu's like, "Yeah, I got this." And Keanu jumps on the bike and just takes off because he's owned one for 20 years of that particular make and model.
The aliens have returned him.
No, Laird has been returned.
Oh.
We thought you were vaporized.
Should we talk
by
about that
aliens.
special quest that we're doing for
I think we
Laird?
should. Well,
Wait for
Oh,
what?
it's well, it's
What?
Quest for Laird.
It might be
We
Laird.
found him.
We found him! Yay!
We all get prizes. Yeah, we have a special quest. We're nicknaming it the HBD quest. So the Happy Birthday quest.
And this is a quest that's not being given out as slips or anything else like
No,
that.
this is just for Laird. So we are going to, in fact, give you
Give you these
prize tokens.
prize tokens.
So those are for the draws, just like any other quest where you sign the back.
They are not for you to enter the draws.
Oh, yeah,
Let's be
that's-
very clear. Let's be very clear about that.
So what you're going to do is just hang on to those. And what we want other people to do is go up to you and sing happy birthday in any form. And then you can give them a slip to fill in for the draw.
And it is up to them to know that they can do this.
Yeah, so if they're watching here,
Happy birthday to
should we
you.
allow-
I will start after the stream.
All right. You know what?
we were gonna
Yeah,
sing happy birthday.
We are actually going to sing happy birthday to everybody here.
to everybody here.
I wish Cynthia was here because
I know.
you guys had a great version of Happy Birthday. Do we want to
Yeah.
text her and see if she'll come up for
Yeah,
that?
I'll see if she wants.
I
And
should
then
have
we'll-
brought my
we'll
cake.
save
I
that.
still have cake, and I should have brought it.
Well, that's
Enough
your
to share
own
with all of
fault.
us, though?
It is actually. It's a
Yes,
big
I would have
cake.
shared, but I'll just wait for the social.
No, okay. That's
I'll just
fair.
say to everyone at the
You
Geek
can
Live
get a
chat.
cube
I could
like
sing
this.
happy
Yeah,
birthday in French.
it may or may not have icing on it.
I could sing happy
Yeah, so
birthday in
that's
French.
okay.
That's very cool. We will get a hold of someone else. So we may have a special version of Happy Birthday to sing to Laird that we'll talk about if this other person can come up, because I know she does it very well with Kelly.
Yeah, and I'm not singing by
I'm not sitting by myself either.
No
and I
one
couldn't
should
do
be
that.
subjected to that.
It is for your own health and safety.
Especially if it's something on the internet.
Yeah. So we started talking a little bit about our streams. We do Geek Chat. We do role playing on Thursdays. Phil, you're one of our regular players on role playing with Thursdays. In fact, I think you've been playing with me the second longest of the people at that table.
That's true.
Only to be outdone by your own son.
That's true. I sent him in first to see if it was
made sure
all
it was safe.
Test the water.
Tell us about it. Talk to us about it.
Well, it's a great time. We've tried so many different systems. Caleb and I, my son, were trying to remember how long and go through some of the games. We've gone to a couple of games a few times, Fate, and I think we did Star Wars twice.
We've done Star Wars twice, yeah. I don't even have a list. We've been doing this for 8 years.
Yeah. Is it only 8 years?
I think we've been playing at game night on Thursdays for about 8 years now.
Right, okay.
So it's a long time.
I know I have all my sheets.
Yeah.
But I haven't kept them in order, and I have books for everybody who's played, because I keep track of all the players who are playing, and I try to keep track of what happens the last week, so I can always refer back.
So cool.
So one of the neat things one of the neat rules we have for RPG Night with Cliff is that anyone and everyone is welcome. Okay, you show up at our table, you can play, and on more than I think for Star Wars, on a couple of occasions, I probably had more people sitting at my Star Wars RPG table than are currently sitting at this boardroom table. We were literally too deep around the table at the old game night location.
That's a small table too.
We actually had to split it. Was that the point where we split it?
We did split the table at that point for a little while.
Yeah.
And we've tried that twice now.
Yeah.
And every time we've tried splitting it off, the other table dies out somehow.
Somehow. It's just
So
because you're such an amazing GM.
I try.
And the beauty of it is we don't follow, like we don't have a set time limit for how long it's going to last. So sometimes we'll take and our group has been known to just go off on tangents.
A lot of tangents.
I have run one adventure for them that is intended to be an adventure that is run at a convention in a 2 to 3 hour slot. Okay? It took them a month and a half of gaming every Thursday for 2 hours. And they had a great time.
Yeah.
We all had I think that was Numenera, the Nightmare Machine. That was the same adventure where there's this entire town in this adventure that's built up on a ramp going up a hill. And somewhere along the way, the players decided that when the people in this community just got too old, they put them in wheelchairs and just left them on the road. So every so often we'd be in the middle of a scene and we'd be role-playing, and someone would go, zoom! and we'd all stop, and there goes another old person.
It's brutal.
It was horrible.
It's beautiful.
One of the great things about this particular system we were playing was Numenera. One of the classes in that system, which is called a Jack, it's kind of like a Jack of all trades, has this special ability where at the start of each game day, they can pick a skill. Okay? Now this system does not have any skill list. So you can pretty much have whatever skill you want. There's a few suggestions that you can get and stuff. But the problem with this adventure was that it was all about people were having these horrible dreams. And it was affecting them, and what was causing it was this machine that was meant to do something else, and it was causing these nightmares in these people. So the one character in the morning took the skill of lucid dreaming. So it completely changed the dynamic of what was happening in these dream sequences, and made for some really amazing role playing.
I don't think I was there for that.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was the same one with the wheelchairs going down.
Okay.
Yep.
I missed that.
Any favorites? If you had to pick one system that we've played all these times.
I really like Numenera. I don't
Okay.
know why, it just really appeals to me. Fate has always been really good. What was the one where Caleb was Magic Dan?
Magic Dan.
He was.
Wasn't that Dragon Age?
Is that what it was?
I don't remember.
We were in. Caleb was being a wizard, and he called himself Magic Dan, and he had a rabbit in his hat. And this is one of the ones where we ended up going off storyline because we made him lose the rabbit, and The
was
rabbit
Fate.
Was it Fate?
That was Fate. You guys were playing the Ivory Tower. I remember. That was the one where...
The rabbit was actually owned by the mafia, so he couldn't lose the rabbit.
Yeah.
And so we were supposed to be doing a storyline, and suddenly we had to go find the rabbit.
That was the adventure where they're in this tower, and there's on the base level of the tower, and they open up this trap door in the floor of the tower, and it's a big ivory tower, and they're like there's a smell of ammonia wafting up from this tower, so they're like, we'll just throw a torch in it and close it. And so, of course, this wizard's cat was trapped in the lower area.
Oh!
Yeah.
The cat survived. It was okay. But,
no animals were harmed.
There's no animals were harmed in that role-playing game.
That's what I like about Thursdays, though, is the variety of games. Like, I've only been playing for, 2 years-ish now?
Give or take.
Maybe, and it's been fun, because it's always good people, and it's nice to just be able to drop in and just play, usually, and if you like a game, you like it. If not, it changes eventually.
It does eventually change, yeah.
So that's been fun, and I find it's really different from doing like D&D, for example. It's very different from like the D&D that I play with my other group, because it is more casual and we do joke around a lot.
We have a lot of fun.
I will admit that I'm I get it a little bit to be the instigator in that a lot. I'm sorry for that. I'm usually the one that extends it to like a month period from.
Oh, they all do.
Yeah,
they all add to the
we all
game.
get along pretty well in that respect. So.
It is a great bunch of friends that, as you know, it is a group of strangers that would never have really met in a lot of cases that have come together and been friends, right? I've had Phil and his entire family over to my home for Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
And I would happily invite them again and again. Mm-hmm. They've become great, both you and your son have become great friends of mine. Mm-hmm. There's other people at the game who, sometimes we see at Keycon, sometimes we see at other things. Yeah. And we have a good time with it.
And like, I met you through work, and then you're like, oh, hey, come
to
Thursdays, and that's how I met everybody too.
Yeah.
If you want to come play on Thursdays, we start at 7 o'clock. We stop at 9, roughly, depending on the session. And I don't care if you've never played a role-playing game before. I don't care if you've played D&D since the dawn of time. I don't care if you can still calculate THACO in your head or not. Come play. We will help you learn whatever new system we're playing. The only thing we don't do is I don't do D&D. I don't do the new any edition of Dungeons and Dragons. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but everyone can do them.
Yeah, the idea is to explore other games.
And we don't do Pathfinder. Because if I wanted to do Pathfinder Society is an amazing option.
Yeah.
So we do any system other than those two.
And you do take suggestions.
Yeah. In fact, we're going to be putting some polls up on our Instagram and Facebook and talking with some of our players about what systems we want to see in the future.
Yeah. Sort of get more direction as to where we're going.
Yeah.
With that kind of thing. Yeah. See what people want.
What's the addresses?
Game Night Games and Cool Stuff on Osborne, right across from the cemetery.
519
I have absolutely no idea what the address is.
I think it's 519.
Yeah, 519 Osborne.
Looks like a castle.
Yeah, it looks like a castle. You can't miss it. We really should record something from the outside.
Because there's construction on that building.
You could miss it, yeah.
If you see the board that says I love barbecue, you're in the right area.
I see a building under construction that's on top of the sidewalk.
Someone drove into the restaurant that's right beside it, Mama Joe's, which makes an amazing meal.
They always change.
I've never had bad food from Mama Joe's.
It's like half their Instagram.
Half of Game Night's Instagram is food from Mama Joe's.
It's amazing, and it's next door, and it's like a family kitchen.
He
has no set menu, but like he'll make almost anything you want.
Yeah, and every day he has stuff that he's like making and. Yeah.
And he
ice cream as well.
The ice cream is really good too. And you go over there normally, you get your meal, he gives it to you on like a normal ceramic plate or whatever. You take it to game night.
Yeah.
If they're still open, you bring it back. If not, he shows up and gets it in the morning.
It's pretty cool.
It's a good symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Butter is a milkshake.
What?
Butter is a milkshake.
Butter is a milkshake?
Yes.
I don't think
shake
so.
milk to create butter.
Yeah, you shake. Okay. Listen to the farmer; he would know.
Cliff, was Tord the one that I played with you at
Tord is
Damatoba?
is the adventure that you played with us at Damatoba.
Right. Okay. That was fun.
For those of you who aren't familiar with Tord, the system, Tord Eternity is the one we're playing right now. It got re-released about a year ago. The original edition came out in the late 90s. They've updated the system mechanics a little bit and refreshed it. But basically the idea is that a bunch of different realities have invaded Earth. So for example, in North America, we're dealing with dinosaurs, cavemen, things like that. In England, it's a fantasy realm where you've got people walking around in like medieval knights and dragons and stuff like that. France is the cyber papacy. It is high-tech Christianity, where they're encouraging people to switch over to cybernetics with 1984-like monitoring of the culture. The Nile Empire is pulp fiction, like not Pulp Fiction the show, but it's the pulp science genre. So you've got people like the Rocketeer and the Shadow and
Nice.
the Pharaoh mages and stuff like that.
It's neat because you kind of have a bit of everyone.
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Yeah, so then our group is made up of people from different realms.
Cosms.
Cosms.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other two we missed was Orosh, which is Victorian horror. Literally, people from the Victorian age are dealing with like werewolves, vampires, and stuff like that. And then you've got Pan Pacifica, which it's not really clear whether they've actually been invaded or not. There was a zombie type outbreak in Japan, in Asia, and now people are fighting back and clearing it up. So it's hard to say exactly what happened there, but yeah.
Something happened.
Something happened there, yeah. It's a secret.
And so things that can happen in the game is that because you're what's called a Storm Knight, you're connected to your own reality, and you kind of bring that reality with you. One of our characters was what's called Core Earth, so that would be modern day Earth, and he was a mechanic. And he was in the living land with everybody and doing the adventure that they're on right now, and he disconnected. So when you disconnect from your reality, you stop being able to do certain things. You start to forget how to use the technology that you're used to and stuff like that. And when you're doing that, you try and reconnect. And if you disconnect from your reconnect role, you can actually get subsumed by the reality that you are in. So we had this guy who was a diesel mechanic engineer type character who is now a shaman, a medical man, and who casts spells and stuff.
That's quite the transformation.
Yeah, it's a big major transformation. Okay, so there's a bit of a discussion going on right now. We can read the lips here.
They're rehearsing.
They're rehearsing. They're practicing.
Practicing singing.
Okay. So we'll find out what's going on there in a moment. But so that's sort of your favorite was the which fate? Numenera, you said.
Numenera. I don't know. The Numenera is set in a world where Earth has risen and collapsed 9 times. So it's a few millennia in the future, and things from the past still exist, but they exist as money. So you might pick up a battery, and that's actually a shin. And you can have different abilities. So they've got a Jack who kind of covers everything. You've got a Nano who is sort of wizard, science-y kind of thing. And then a Glaive, which is your stereotypical fighter type thing. And then they're just odd adventures.
Yeah,
like the Dreaming Tower and stuff.
Yeah.
This is
boy.
This is completely unrelated, but all that's in my head right now is flex tape.
Okay. So I think we have a bit of a surprise for Laird right now.
Is this allowed?
Flex tape.
I guess. Yep.
Yeah, I guess I gotta give
Fort Borealis a ticket here.
Borealis sang me happy birthday in the chat.
I sent it as a private message so you can see it.
All right. So I'm going to adjust the camera here for Laird.
I'm going into the
Go on. You can go ahead. So we're going to move this around because we have a special guest here. We want to make sure this is special for him. I just want to make sure I can see where he is.
Why are you guys
Ready?
Nothing's going to happen. What are you worried?
Okay, so we're gonna let them sing.
Just to creep everyone out.
Okay, ladies, it's all yours.
Do, do,
Happy birthday, do-do-do-do-do. Happy birthday, do-do-do-do-do. Happy birthday, do-do-do-do-do. Happy birthday.
Kind of literally it.
Thank you. Wait.
That was anticlimactic. Thank you.
That was a ton of fun. Thank you.
That's anticlimactic. Just kidding.
We only
Here,
prepared
here.
one verse.
Because Kelly can't take, I'll just give you Kelly's
Yeah, you
ticket.
get to put a prize in.
Yep, was it you were doing quests?
You got it. You got an HBD quest. Yeah.
Yep.
You just put your name and phone number on the back and hold on to the other ticket just in case. And if we get one of those, we will shall call you.
All right.
Thank you.
Are we still good on camera now? Now that I put that back?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, all right,
It looks
lost
good.
my
Let's
spot.
talk about splitting the party.
Oh, we love to split the
Oh.
party.
That's the best thing.
That's okay. You can stay there.
The group on Thursdays could have 6 people in it, and they would want to go in 7 different directions.
Yeah.
I swear
yeah.
to God.
Yeah, we always do the worst possible scenario, but it usually works out.
In my D&D group, like we have a really bad habit of splitting the party.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
It may or may not be because of my wild magic and getting transported to other planes of existence. That doesn't help.
It's not the cause of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
not.
spend about a month coming to
Definitely
game
not.
and actually not gaming the whole time.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yes.
because
You
in
exist
Numenera,
out of phase.
I
Oh.
phased through this elevator that would disappear. And so I phased through while the rest of the party had disappeared. And I kept rolling bad, so I could never get out of the
Oh, no.
elevator.
Oh.
So I'd roll once and then just sit there all night.
Well, in fairness,
that frustrating
the
or
elevator
hilarious?
that he's referring to it would be like an elevator that would go up and down all over the planet, and he could only phase at a speed that was really, really slowly, so he had to try and phase out at the right time. So basically, the group kind of had to wait for the elevator to come back to where where they were before he could really get out.
So almost as bad as the elevators here.
Hey, you know what? It hasn't rained this weekend in any of the elevators, so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Italy.
The Club Elevate hasn't shown up either.
We don't know if it's going to.
I know.
I got confirmation that Club Elevate was going to show up tonight during the social.
Well, there we go.
Okay, well, we
Thank
might
you.
see Club Elevate. For those of
We
you who
have like an insider.
we have an insider, yeah. Time my spot.
Here, back here.
You can go sit over with
Wow.
Steve.
Oh, I didn't see there was a chair.
Yeah, oh, Steve was sitting there. The
He
ghost,
left.
But he left.
So, what type of role-playing games do people play here?
What is Club Elevate for those that
Oh,
don't know?
Club Elevate. They take over one of the elevators with a luggage cart, and they've got a DJ booth, a little light machine going,
Disco ball.
disco ball, and and little laser lights, and they cover the lights.
Yeah.
With clear plastic, like blue sort of foil. So, yeah, then, we drive down to the lobby. We're just all standing there nice and professional. So,
Because
well,
Laird's so professional.
well, we have rave music playing behind us. We definitely get some looks from the hotel staff at times, but most of them like it.
So I'm so glad someone else has done that. I used to do that at Birds Hill Park with my friends. You know the ski warming shacks during the winter time? That the skiers shop go in and they're like, so we would go there, we'd bring our own lights, we'd get strobe flash,
Oh my God.
rave music, and you can cook food there, so when they're, none of the skiers are gonna be mad that we're walking on their trail because we're popcorn, and
Yeah.
I was literally, when you said that, I was about to be like, I don't think there are any elevators at Birds Hill. I'm really glad you clarified that it wasn't an elevator.
Exactly like that time in the elevator.
That's amazing. Did you ever promote it, or was it just sort of a happy
it was just a thing with friends, and then this year we were gonna go do it,
Yeah.
and it looks like other people have caught wind because there were a bunch of signs up saying $300 fine for people walking on the trail. It was
Oh,
here's
wow.
the number for you to put in your phones,
Yeah.
skiers, and I was like, oh,
That's
Oh, see, that's why you just ski
Fly
out
them.
yourself.
I guess, but then I have to buy skis. Actually, no, it would be
And
all
learn
of
to
us have
ski.
buy-
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't all have to buy skis. You have to buy 2 pairs. Two of you ski in. One skis back to the extra pair, and you just ski everybody back, right? It's like a. I mean, getting out might be a. That's right.
I think you need to get him on your production team.
Something off topic, but then I want to say, the series of unfortunate events on Netflix. There was a movie before, and the movie was terrible. And now there's a TV show, and that TV show is amazing.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
The movie tried to cram like 3 books into one hour-long thing.
It's Neil Patrick Harris.
I'll be honest. I preferred the
voice of Kronk is the voice of Lemony.
the Home for Peculiar Children.
Oh, Miss Harrigan's Home for Peculiar.
I thought that was an amazing
That
series.
was a great.
So we're not done yet, but let's start handing out some swag.
Yeah, we're just over an hour.
Swag.
Are we? Yeah, we got some buttons for people. We got some keychains.
Yeah.
Can I have a swag?
You can have some. Yes, young man, you can have a button.
Have a swag.
Where is there anywhere else you want to go conversation wise?
I don't think so.
Okay, Justin.
No, much.
We didn't really talk about video games. We
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say like how like you and I both kind of stream randomly.
Yeah, and I haven't done
Video
much,
game.
but because I had built a gaming computer a little while ago and just haven't had a chance
Yay.
to delve into any games. So I've been looking for suggestions. So if anyone has suggestions, let me know. But I've
Swag
been
for
thinking about
everyone.
doing something like the original Subnautica, doing a mini series. Trying to get that set up though. So it's sort of
Okay.
on hold for
Yeah,
now because
so-
we're trying to basically me and Cliff were talking about doing like a green screen type thing. So we've been doing some research on that. Because I tried to do on our program for streaming, I tried to do like Overwatch to put it on, and first of all, I don't know how anything works apparently, but there was like a picture, a box of me, and it covered part of the screen, and I just need some work on that. So video
If you
gaming,
figure it
I
out,
think
let me know.
Okay.
There are some great YouTube videos on how to
Yeah,
green screen.
I'm gonna do some Once Keycon's
Once
over,
Keycon's over, we can have a life again and figure
Yeah.
the other things out.
Well, then it's my birthday. and
It's
then-
right. we just
Always
had this conversation.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Keycon's almost over. We can get on to other stuff. And
Yeah.
Kel's like, but it's my birthday after Keycon.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so after that we can get on to other stuff. And
But
then
then
Alex
you're
goes,
planning for next Keycon.
and then Alex goes, but it's my birthday in June.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
we'll-
you're like, July. And I'm like,
July.
no, it's Frank, my dog's birthday.
And I knew at that point I was lost because my next month was August. That's the birthday of 3 grandkids and Gen Con. So I'm hooped.
Yeah. So we're always going to be busy, but I would like to get on that for some video game streaming stuff. Yeah,
We're making it rain swag.
We went to the Twitch. Did you talk about the Twitch?
Oh, we didn't talk
meetup?
about the Twitch meetup.
So we actually me and Cliff went to a Twitch meetup recently for Winnipeg streamers, and it was interesting because I noticed that everyone we met did video gaming. Like
Yeah.
I know Twitch is like,
Oh, not everybody.
no?
There were 2
Oh.
people we met that did not do
There's a
video gaming.
musician.
There was a musician who
Yeah.
goes on Twitch and plays his guitar and sings.
Yeah.
And there was the Twitch baker
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and she works for
Flocker TV.
Flocker TV, yeah. So it was just interesting because I know that Twitch is a lot of people do video gaming, but it didn't occur to me that that was the majority of it. So I think it's good for people to come check out our channel in case they like board gaming because it's fun to throw on in the background, and if you're looking to try a certain RPG, you might just want to see what we're doing, and then they might come out Thursdays, right?
Yep.
So
Do
I don't know,
we
it's just
have
interesting
a
to see
bag
different
of audience swag?
audience swag.
Well, audience swag would require them being here because we can't
Yeah.
really give them stuff over the phone, over
Yeah.
the internet.
We're sending it electronically. Good vibes. Good vibes. We're glad you exist.
We're glad you exist.
We're glad you exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
What games? We did start to throw it out. Is anyone else playing any video games right now? PS4, Xbox, console, computer.
I like
What are you playing?
Spelunky.
Splunky. Okay, I'm not
Okay.
familiar with that one. Anybody else?
Assassin's Creed.
Which one?
I'm procrastinating finishing Origins because I can't afford Odyssey yet.
Odyssey is the one you
I think I
got.
got you that one.
You got me Odyssey. I've played a little bit of Odyssey. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little bit of Grand Theft Auto Horse, Part 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, as it's
Okay.
probably better known.
Grand Theft Horse.
Grand Theft Horse.
Justin, what are you playing?
I've been playing Crossout and Just trucking simulator and
Yeah. Which sometimes
nothing
you see
too
on the
exciting.
channel.
but-
Yeah, sometimes you jump on the channel though,
Yeah.
so that's fun to watch. Yeah.
I don't get trucking simulator. It's like you get on your computer and you drive a truck. I mean, we should try and
Chill.
stream that
Desert bus.
the
Desert-
Penn-
God.
Desert Bus, the Penn and Teller game.
We
Yeah.
talked about that.
I was
Sometimes
just
they do
about to bring that
Extra
up.
Life, I think.
Extra
Yeah.
Life did a thing a couple of years ago
Yeah.
where for every X amount of dollars they made,
Yeah,
they
stream
would
an
play. They
extra
would
hour.
stream so many hours of Desert Bus.
And they would like
Um,
sub in, I think, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they were having to
had-
sub in.
Yeah,
It was like a team of
like
people.
every 8 hours
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Desert Bus, it is the world's most boring video game made by Penn and Teller. There is no pause button. You are literally driving from somewhere across this desert to Vegas in a bus. And if you make the trip without any problems, you earn a point. And then you drive back to wherever it is you start from, because I never remember where it is. And if you make that, it's a point.
But isn't it like an 8-hour drive?
But it's an 8-hour drive.
Yeah.
And the bus is always
Like
leaning
real
to the
time.
left.
And
or
the
something,
bus,
or
the
right.
bus has like a
steering problem.
A steering problem, so you're continuously having to correct the
Yeah.
bus.
Yeah.
So you
So
can't
it's-
just set the control.
No, you
No,
no, that
no.
kills you fast.
Yeah.
Can't just
Yeah.
tape
Follow
that
everything.
deep
And
down.
there's no pause, there's no nothing. So you're driving. Oh my god, I've got to pee. I've got to pee. So you're like literally trying to hand the controller off to someone.
Yeah.
It's impressive though.
It really
It sounds
is.
impressive, yeah.
They didn't actually believe anyone would
Would play it.
Well,
Yeah.
they actually set up, I think, a
Torture game.
prize. They were going to have some kind of grand prize for whoever got like the highest points. Like
Right.
someone actually got like 50 or 60.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a lot of Desert Bus.
But I heard there was one group that did like 32 points for back and forth, and they just kept swapping out drivers. Anybody else playing any video games, console, otherwise, PS4, computer? No.
I started playing Rage 2,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
didn't get that far into it.
Okay.
It's basically Doom, but open world.
Yeah.
Nice.
It has like
Yeah.
the same kind of fast-paced combat.
It's made by the same guys and Bethesda.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it has that thing where, like, when you kill enemies, they drop health, so it encourages you to, like, start moving forward and not hiding behind cover. It
Yeah.
Oh, that's handy.
encourages aggressive gameplay.
Yeah.
I'd be good at that. I'm like a kamikaze player. I get bored. My
And-
catchphrase used to be like, "I'm bored," and then my teammates would know I was just out in the field.
And listening to her play is hilarious.
You giggle.
You'll headshot someone and
Oh,
you'll hear
yeah.
this like maniacal giggle.
And I swear a lot.
Yeah, and she swears a lot too, like a sailor.
I don't think I've ever heard her swear ever.
Join her on some gaming. You'll hear a lot of it.
It's a very interesting experience. I've heard.
It is.
Over there. Is that a bag of swag?
No, the swag has already been handed out, bud. But we should talk about quest number 8.
Yeah, we're gonna launch quest number 8 here.
And in a few moments, once the stream is over and we've packed up our gear and we're back out there with our headsets on, we'll be handing out quest number 7 as well.
All right.
Actually, let's tell people what 7 and 8
Do
is.
you have? Oh wait.
I can grab 7.
Okay, I just
Could
pulled
I
up
take
the
one?
You can complete
No,
my
you're not.
quest at any time.
So, all told, for those of you who haven't done any questing, there are 8 quests. Each quest gets you an entry, which is literally your quest slip, to one of 5 prizes that are on display. Well, pictures of them are on display in the operations room on the 15th floor.
Number 1 is mine.
This young man hopes to win prize number 1. Good luck. We'll be drawing at closing ceremonies. So first quest was Quest for Water, which is in honor of our Mad Max theme. Quest number 2, is Show the World, which is in honor of promoting Keycon. So,
Selfies.
With selfies with hashtag
yep.
as per normal boss systems face.
That's 8, 7, 3. 3 is our blood donor quest, where you're looking for people wearing a button like the one Justin has on.
It's got a blood drop on
The
it.
blood drop, and Jen has one as well, and
And as I had just demonstrated,
You-
you gotta.
you hiss at them and you get some points.
Yeah.
Quest number 4 was beat one of the quest givers or someone from our game demo team in the games room.
Yeah, any game.
Any game.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, the games people have actually been really making people play for it.
Nice.
They've been playing a lot of, apparently, Happy Salmon.
Nice.
They've had some people playing this new game called Planet, where you've got like a hexagon shape,
Yeah, I've heard about
and you're adding pieces to it.
It's magnetic.
Is it?
It's
I like
a
magnetic.
really cool game.
It looks
try it.
really neat.
12.
We played some
It's
crazy wizard game. It was great.
You played a wizard
Yes,
game.
Yeah.
The,
He was
the
playing
wizard
with us,
battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
The wizard battle.
So that was 4.
That was fun.
When you complete 4, you have completed your journeyman quest.
Yeah, so you get a special
You
badge.
get a special badge.
He's got one over here.
He's got one here.
Charles' kid has it.
Charles's kid has one.
Yeah, it has a loading symbol on it.
Yep, 'cause
You're working on getting up to your elite quester badge.
And there is an elite quester badge up there.
I feel like I'm gonna get that.
Is there someone got?
No.
Question. I was like, wait, what?
We have no, but there is going to be an elite quester badge. We've made them.
There's actually 3 special ones as well. So the first
Yep.
person gets a gold one, the second person gets a silver, and the third person gets a green, and then everyone else after that gets a normal one.
Do you need my quest to get
No,
it?
that's
No.
just a special. No.
Your quest is a separate outside of the quest.
Yes.
Quest
I must
number
get the gold or the silver.
Quest number 5 gets people down to our art show.
Yeah.
And they get to look at all the great art, and they can vote for their favorite piece in the best in show.
Quest
Speaking
number-
of which,
Uh-huh.
I discovered that they didn't have a best in show contest until they found out what we were doing, despite us having talked to them in advance and arranging
Oh
it.
no.
So they've been writing it down very quickly on pieces of paper, and she was like, "Do
We
you
did
want this?
everything we could.
Do you want this paper back?" And I'm like, "No, you guys are doing this."
Yeah. That's cute.
That'll be next year.
Things
next
happen.
year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we called them at a time because they used to have a best in show
Used to be like
prize
little
system.
ribbons.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can convince the chairs of next year and Phoenix and the crew
Yeah.
to the other names. I've just blanked on them.
That's okay.
Katie and Carol.
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank
Or
you.
Kate, it's
Yeah,
Katie,
we'll
right?
Bring
Yeah.
that back.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do.
Yeah. And then we've got, what is number 6?
Number 6 is hunting vampires.
Yeah.
You
Because
gotta
having
go fight
fed a
all
bunch
the
of people,
dogs.
we have some people you have to hunt now,
Yeah.
and you've got to find 2 of them, and or find one of them,
Yeah.
beat them in rock paper scissors, which is a throwback to the old Vampire the Masquerade LARPs.
Still do it.
And if you get that, you get their button, and you can bring that back to us. Now, quest number 7.
New one.
What is it?
This is the new one.
Now remember, you have to wait until we are back on duty.
We're not handing it out until after it goes out.
Yeah.
But I will read it out so
Okay.
people can know it.
Yeah.
While we're waiting, be sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Man, this guy's got
Hey, you know what? We really like what that guy has to say. So
Yeah.
let's actually, before we get into this, let's talk about that.
Can we have you on our show at some point? You're very good at.
You know what? I was actually at game night on Thursday, and I just didn't notice that.
Really?
Was it this past Thursday?
Yes.
We were
That would
there.
be why.
That would be
Okay.
Yeah.
We weren't
were
there either.
Yeah. We don't cancel very often, but we had to this last Thursday.
Yeah, there was just too much going on pre-Keycon.
Yeah, but come check it out sometime if you have time.
If you want to play, we can
Yeah.
talk after the stream and
Yeah.
arrange to get you there. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
So where you can find us? You can find us on Facebook,
Yep.
or let's start with Twitch.
Twitch, yes.
Let's start with our home source. That would be. Do you want to do that one, Justin?
Yeah, it's twitch.tv/Games from the North, all one word.
See, I would have forgotten which. I would have just said slash.
I would
not-
just slash too. Good job.
Good
I
job.
would have just said games from the north.
On Twitch, yeah.
On Twitch.
We all have different marketing.
So twitch.tv/Games
Okay.
from the North.
Yeah. Facebook. Games from the North.
Search us on Facebook under Games from the North.
Yeah. Twitter, which
We're
we post some stuff on there, but it's not our one of our primary social media centers. Things were games from the N on there.
Games from the N on
Yeah.
Twitter.
And Instagram, we always post on is games from N.
Yeah. So find us.
Unfortunately, when I was setting these up, they don't allow a certain number of characters, and
They all
some
have
stuff was
weird
taken.
limitations. So.
Yeah, and we're looking at getting onto YouTube at the moment.
Yeah.
So
And
stay
we're
tuned for
also
that.
setting up a Discord as well
Yes.
for chatting and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
And you can always reach out to us. We get back to you right away on Facebook, especially.
Yep.
Or Twitch.
All because if
Yeah.
someone messages us on Facebook, all 3 of our phones will be.
Oh yeah.
So,
You'll get one of us. If you have a specific request for someone, then you might have to say it.
so yeah, if you don't mind, take a minute, If you don't already follow us on any of those forums, please feel free to do so.
I don't have social media.
That is good. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You're too young.
I gotta be the legal age.
That's right. So yeah, like I said, follow us on any of those, or all of them is even better.
Okay,
So,
quest number seven.
quest number 7. We have a question before we get. I love how everyone keeps asking questions. What's your question?
You mentioned your Instagram page.
Your what?
Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
James from N.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good. Let me just double check that one.
I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I'm sure that's right.
Double check it. Just because the Twitter and Instagram I get confused by because they're just slightly different. Yeah,
And-
games from N. Yeah.
And through us, you can also find the lovely author of Shards of the Law. She follows us on Instagram.
Okay.
And I know
L.E. Derrickson.
what?
L.E. Derrickson.
L.E.
Yeah.
Derrickson.
Okay.
All right. So quest number 7. If there's no other questions,
I mean, we love questions. It's just
Wait!
quest number 7, the gratitude quest.
Oh.
Find a member of the Keycon Con committee, and you can identify them by the Spanish Inquisition badges, and thank them for volunteering for the convention, and tell them something you've liked about this year's convention.
This is just a feel-good quest.
This
I
is
feel
just a
like.
feel-good quest for everyone. Yes, your dad counts.
I'll go track him down.
All right, and on the bottom of it, you write down who you thanked.
Look for the people who are running around like chickens without
Oh,
their
yeah.
heads. That's how you find
So
them.
that is quest number 7.
And they go through some amazing work to get
They-
to produce this.
They've been
All year
working.
round, yeah.
They'll be working on a convention 2 years out
Yeah.
to make sure everything happens,
Yeah.
and they deserve and need our thanks.
Great.
And quest number 8,
The final
the
quest.
final quest.
No questions?
Did anybody have any questions? Okay. Oh, Kelly, you
What's the
have.
final quest?
Oh, good question. That was an awesome question. Quest number 8, quest for the Grail. Just to be clear, not the Gale.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an entirely separate quest.
Yeah.
Find the real Grail in order to be immortalized in true quest giver fashion. Locate the real Grail token by searching each consuite for its Grail and bringing back the correct token.
It's a bit of a mystery.
They all have tokens, but one's correct.
That could be.
There-
We're just launching it now, so you wouldn't have seen them.
They haven't gone out yet.
But they all have different types of rails in them.
There will be Grails in the consuite shortly.
So find it.
It's not there
Holy
yet.
Grail.
Not yet.
Well, you haven't. No one's gotten 7 yet either, so
Yeah.
we haven't put them out yet. So we didn't want people going,
Yeah.
"Hey,
That's
what's
why I was
this?"
also saying wait till we put our heads back on, our exclamation marks back.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah.
He's like, "Ah, give
You're
me
gonna
that
have to follow us
quest."
around.
And then she's not much better.
Yep. You can just follow us. We're gonna be like that game with the worm where you just keep adding length. Whenever you you go and eat an apple.
Oh, that's
or something.
awesome.
Oh, we'll do a
Call you guys
conga
the
line.
ice machine.
Yeah.
And I didn't even understand that until later. Then I'm like, oh, it's the ice machine.
That was actually a funny one.
Go ahead.
Because we were, that was another one where we just didn't expect, I guess, the amount of people that wanted to start right away and get going on the quest. So we were still signing up. I hate to say it, but we were.
Yeah, we were literally.
So you run this for now.
This is the first year the two of us have run it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
It used to be other
like
There's
those,
been a few
quest giver
others.
scavengers
Yes.
run by other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, there was.
So like we're ready to go.
That's a good point.
There was a quest giver
I'm
who.
blaming on him.
There was a quest giver who comes up, who has come up from Fargo, who does the quest giver stuff at CoreCon, which is another convention like Keycon in Fargo. And then last year, Jen from Grand Forks came up and did quest giver. And this year, Jen is a little busy. And she's dating. She's the one we talked about in the past, getting married. What? Tonight. And it'll be live streamed, I've heard.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Do we know where?
It's
Do we know
That's
what
a good
channel?
question.
Apparently, we don't know what
Facebook.
channel.
It's on Facebook. We just don't know. She set up the page for it. So
Okay.
I'll have to find out from her.
Okay. Fair enough. So if you want to message us, we'll be happily post it to share the word.
Sure.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really happy for that.
Really
She had a lot of fun doing Quest Tour stuff last year, I heard. And then this year, I volunteered to take it over. You volunteered to help, and we're going from there. And I think we've had a great time doing
It's
it.
been fun.
It's kept us really busy.
Now that we have the local people doing it,
Yeah.
so next year,
We'll be ready.
We'll be probably
say
doing.
we'll be ready, but that's
We won't. That's okay. This year in Fargo, the Quest Giver's gone digital.
Yeah.
Instead of using stamps, she is using a smartphone adventure called Adventure Bound that reads QR codes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I'll look into that.
we'll be looking into that, or I've already started looking into
Okay.
it. I literally saw her post about it 2 days ago, and I'm like, why couldn't you have said this a week ago?
I know. We could have just programmed the QR code.
Yeah.
I don't have a phone and I like doing the class.
I know.
That's something
We
we
would
need-
figure
We'd
something
figure
out,
something
yes.
out for you guys.
Yeah.
We had one person who doesn't have social media wanting to do the quest, so we said, you need to find an extra blood donor token
Yeah.
and send him on his way, right?
We'll make it work no matter what.
Yeah, we want you guys to take part.
Yeah.
We're basically at the point now where I am out of level 1 quests. So
Yeah, I
I've
am
got
as well.
1 or 2 left.
I'm
So
completely out.
if you're looking and you haven't started, you can still quest.
Yeah.
We'll give you the first quest until we have no more,
Yeah.
and then you'll have to start at level 2.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
I think that's it for Quest Giver then.
I do too.
Yeah. And then we'll be drawing for prizes tomorrow.
We'll be drawing for prizes for Quest Giver stuff at closing ceremonies.
Yeah.
How do we want to? We got some special extra swag. We got some keychains.
Yeah.
How do you want to give those out?
I feel like we should ask questions to this group.
I have a
A
band.
pen and a t-shirt.
Games from the North trivia.
Teams from
Okay,
the-
let's do a trivia
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's Joey and Lillian when we
Alright,
need
this is on
them?
the fly, just remember. So, what is the, okay, and if you know this, like if you're part of it, don't answer, please. Can you? What is the name of the current RPG that we're playing on Thursdays?
I
Uh-oh.
don't know.
Uh-oh.
we did not
Yeah, you went first.
Tor.
Tori.
Eternity.
Okay.
Give him a
All
keychain.
right. Give him a keychain.
Yeah. What's another question?
Another question.
Does anyone remember all 3 of our names?
Shecky and
What if they get it
Guy?
incorrect? What's the, yeah.
Jen, what if he gets it incorrect? He has to give us a Sean Geek button.
Oh.
And that was incorrect.
That was incorrect.
No,
Okay, we
wait.
got 100 of them.
If he gets it incorrect, he has to give us his Sean Geek shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off with your shirt. On
Yeah. On stream.
So Stacy did raise her hand first.
Okay.
Kelly, Justin, and Cliff.
Yes.
I love
You
the
get the button.
hesitation on my name.
Yeah.
Would you
now we know the third
Brain
person
balls
was
today.
would you prefer a mirror or a keychain?
Mirror.
Yeah. We only have one of those, don't we?
No, there's a few of them.
I've,
in there.
I've been dealing with a lot of brain fog today. I don't know how many times I've gotten on the elevator and gone,
Where am I trying to go?
where am I going?
Oh, I have one.
Oh, go ahead.
Another one.
Okay.
I'm the quiz master.
You're the quiz mistress.
What is the Twitch? What is our Twitch name? Do you know it with the slash? You.
Like Twitch TV /
Yeah.
Games from the North.
You got it.
Keychain or mirror?
Keychain, I guess.
You know what? I was gonna walk you down to.
Okay.
What's another question?
What is the name of the piece of paper that I have in front of me? L.E. Derrickson's book that we've mentioned several times on the stream.
Shards of
Oh,
law.
you
No, forget it down.
Shards of law.
Okay? Would you prefer a keychain or a mirror?
Go for the mirror.
Good job. Okay.
Okay?
No, because I haven't opened up my phone.
No.
Okay.
Okay?
Name one video game we talked about. You.
Rage 2.
Excellent.
Awesome. Keychain or a mirror?
Mirror.
Way to buck the trend and to be a guy and taking a mirror. Watch out.
Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Do you have a
No, not yet. Do you?
No, do you?
Okay.
Bill, do you?
When is my birthday?
Oh, what?
No.
What year am I turning 18?
What
What
we
year
should
of
not know that
Keycon
offhand.
is this?
Year of the
Ah.
That's a good question.
Yeah. What
Sure.
number is it?
What year of Keycon is it?
Oh, who went first? I don't know.
I think Ellie Moyer's hand was up first. Or not Moyer, Derrickson.
Jackson.
What year is it?
36.
36.
Okay. Keychain or mirror?
With the mirror.
I'll pass it down.
Okay. We do still have a few more. We will be giving out stuff throughout the weekend. Please, like we said earlier, and like the man in the Starburst shirt said as well, follow us on the various platforms, and
we're happy you exist.
And we're happy. We're happy you exist too.
A part of me will forever live on in the street.
It will.
Absolutely.
Now
It
everyone's
totally
doing
will.
that.
Well,
So
until all the
far.
hosts die of old age.
That's very different. Wow, that's just got dark.
It's really dark.
I'm not sure.
Until Twitch doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
I don't think I want to eat his cake anymore.
Is it like drinking the Kool-Aid? Did we just start a cult back?
We're happy you exist.
We're happy.
Join us.
Join us. Join us and be
And
happy
thank
you
you for
exist.
everyone who came down to our first
Thank you.
live Geek Chat. I think it was.
I hope you guys had a good time.
Goodbye to the camera.
Bye.
No one's getting my
All together now. We are happy
Happy
you
you
exist.
exist.
Nice.